like we are recording now. Yo, 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 yo. Welcome, welcome, welcome to This Ain't Practice. I'm like your co-host. I don't know shit about sports, Shot. And we got Jig, your host of the building. Chris J. What's going on with you, man?
Nothing much, man. How you doing this evening?
Man, living the dream. I don't know why I'm on this show, but I appreciate you asking me to help you host this. So, so this is the first show, man. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good, man. I'm excited. Something we're gonna do every Thursday.
Yes, sir.
Talk about our sports, our favorite teams, anything sports related. We're gonna talk about, and hopefully we get some folks to join the show. And when we go live, we'll have the chat format, so they'll be able to jump in the chat and ask some comments, man. So hopefully, we can take this and grow and turn it into something big.
Hell yeah, super excited about that, man. We're having a show during the game, so I got it in the background. Hopefully you do too, so we can kind of comment on that as we go. So, who we got playing today? We got
AC and Denver.
Okay, bet. We'll talk about that a little more, man. So,
hey, real quick, we can't forget. I got my Atlanta Braves shirt on right now. They're playing in the second round of the playoffs, so we got to support the Braves, no doubt.
Bro, you're random as F, man. I swear to God. Your team is the Twins. What do you mean?
Never.
You're born and raised in St. Paul, Minneapolis.
That would
Hopkins.
be you. That would be you, not me.
Oh my God. Well, I got a lot of family like in the South that cheer for the Braves, so big up to the Braves. But they're a dynasty, so they always popping. So I mean, it is what it is. My Twins, of course, they choke into the playoffs. So
yeah, man. They went against a better team, man.
They did.
They went further than I thought they would this year. So
wow,
they did. They did. They went.
Me too.
They beat Toronto Blue Jays in the wild card round. So
yeah, good on them. Good effort. So hopefully that carries on the next year. We'll see. I'm guilty of not keeping up with baseball, so I can't really make a call or prediction who might win the pennant. But who you got?
Well, I mean, the homer side of me is the Braves winning the National League, and then the American League is the two Texas teams. It's Dallas, the Texas Rangers, and then down in Houston you got the Astros. I think they start on Saturday, I believe. So the winner of that, the winner of that'll play the come out of the American League, and then you still got the Braves and the Phillies going tonight, and then they'll play Arizona Diamondbacks starting on Monday, and the winner of that will advance to the World Series. So we'll see, man.
Should be exciting for all you MLB heads.
That's right.
I am. I don't have a dog or any skin in the game. The dog in the race or any skin in the game right now.
Right.
But I mean, I'll just go for my adopted home, the Rangers, for now. So
okay.
I mean, what else am I gonna do? You know what I'm saying? Win in Rome.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? Win in Rome, man. So let's talk about your bum ass Eagles, bro.
My undefeated Eagles. my 5-0 Eagles.
I can't stand them, bro. I can't stand them, man. Y'all had a hard time. Against the was it the Rams? Yeah.
We did. We had a couple of games this year where we I think the part of the problem with the Eagles is they didn't play any preseason games as far as the starters. Yeah, so they're real rusty. And then they lost a lot of guys on the defensive side of the ball. They lost both their coordinators. Both their coordinators got head coaching jobs, one in Arizona, and then the Colts head coach was our offensive coordinator.
Yeah, that's right. Yep.
Shane Steichen, and then Jonathan Gannon's out there in Arizona. So I just think going through the adjustment process, getting the new players that they got on defense, and then the different schemes on offense and defense. But I don't think they're the best team in the league, but I think they're in the top 2 or 3. So
yeah, I hate to admit it, but I think so too. Hurts started to kind of look like himself. last game. So like he's getting used to the offense and the rhythm and all that stuff. So again, I hate to admit it, but yeah, them boys, yeah, they look not them boys, but
No,
those guys.
definitely not them boys. No,
Not them boys,
never.
but those guys. I mean, they strong. Okay, now I'm gonna ask you this: who you think is the best team in the league right now?
49ers.
All day.
I think it's the 49ers. I think from top to bottom, they're the most polished. I mean, you saw what they did to Dallas on Sunday night, man. That was a massacre.
Bro, that was a massacre. And Dallas is like supposed to be. I mean, this was all the sports analysts are saying top 5 team in the league.
But part of the
A little
problem,
bit higher then.
they were beating up on a lot of bad teams, man.
They
You
were.
know, the Jets and the Giants. Some
The
of those teams
Giants.
they were beating up, and then they played a real team, and they got smashed.
Smash.
That was over before it started. Like after San Francisco scored that second time, I was like, "This is over."
After the second time,
Yeah, well, because Dak,
it was handily.
Yeah, man. When Dallas gets behind, Dak is not gonna lead you back. He's not a come from behind quarterback. He's not gonna do that. Dak needs a lead. He needs good field position. When they can have the Dallas offense on the short side of the field, he doesn't have to do as much. Then you'll see Dak thrive. But when Dak has to, you're down 14, 17, 21, he's going to be throwing them picks, man. What did he throw? 3 picks in a row or something like that?
Yeah. Crazy, bro. Yeah, it was 3. It was 3, right? Yeah. It was 3, man. I tell you what, man. So you speaking like a true sports analyst right now. What you just said. I mean that is true. Now, would you call Dak a game manager more so? Kind of like a Trent Dilfer when he was with the Ravens.
I think he's a little bit better than that, but I don't think he's a franchise quarterback. I was talk, he was a top 5 quarterback, top 10 quarterback. I never believed in that. I think he's like that 15 type range, 15 to 20. Some of his best years, he may be closer to 10, but I think those years are long gone.
Okay.
He needs a good running game. Yeah. He needs a real good defense. He needs, that opportunistic defense where they get a lot of turnovers. And, again, he's on the short side of the field. You don't want Dak. Right. You don't want Dak throwing the ball a whole lot because the more he throws, the more turnover prone he becomes. And it's bad news for the Dallas Cowboys.
So he's not carving up defenses or anything like that.
Not like a franchise quarterback, no. I mean, he's in the past he has, but you remember Dak got hurt. He had a season-ending injury. He's not as explosive, in my opinion, as he used to be from the running game standpoint. Because remember, he used to run when he first came in the league. He would run. He'd get first downs. He wasn't like a Lamar Smith or Lamar Jackson or Michael Vick or any of those type of cats, but he would still run and get out there. But he doesn't do that as much. So.
Nah, not at all. Now, I thought that the reason why he wasn't doing that is because of the coaching. Like the coaches are telling him to stay in the pocket and not necessarily go off instinct. But like I said, that career-ending injury that probably plays more.
Yeah, I think it's a combination of they don't want him, because Jerry Jones paid him top flight money. When he gave him that contract, I think he had reset the market, so he was the highest paid quarterback in NFL history at that time. So you got a large monetary investment in him, and then you don't want him to get hurt. You want him to be more selective when he's scrambling and trying to make plays with his legs. But I just think he's kind of gotten further and further away from that. And then you add the play call and the head coach Mike McCarthy. He is now really the pseudo offensive coordinator. Kellen Moore, who was there last year, they made him the scapegoat when they lost. So now he's out in Los Angeles as a Chargers offensive coordinator. So the head coach is now calling plays. So, kind of a little bit of a different scheme that they're running.
Right, for sure. So who would you take? Prescott or Cousins?
Man.
That's my segue. That's my segue.
That's a tough one, man, because Cousins, and we'll get to your Vikings in a second. Man, that's kind of like a toss-up, man.
Yeah, I mean, Cousins can carve up a defense, but he can also turn the ball over too.
He can.
He can also turn the ball over, whether it be a pick or a fumble.
I feel like Cousins is a better pocket passer than Dak Prescott is.
For sure.
But he's not necessarily the most mobile guy, the most nimble guy in the pocket, you know, and when that pocket collapses, you know, you start seeing him struggle, you know, starts airmailing some of those passes. So
yeah. And his line is like he gets hit the most. He's the most hit quarterback in the league. I know he was last year.
Yeah, he's definitely up there.
Yeah. So you like he's under pressure pretty much all the time. That's not good, especially like you said, he's not very mobile.
Right.
You know, so yeah, it's hard to watch, man. It's hard to watch. I just want to get off the goddamn Cowboys because everybody talks about them. Like they'll go for hours talking about the Cowboys. My dad hates it.
Yes, that's one of the main reasons. I mean, they're the Eagles' arch nemesis, so I've never liked Dallas from even when I was young, when I was a kid, when I became an Eagles fan. But those fans are just they're suffocating, and you know now we're both down here in the Metroplex, man. It's even worse. I mean, they'll have 3 wins and they'll still be talking junk, and you know, if we do this and we do that, you know, we still got a chance in the Super Bowl. And I'm like, you said that mess last year.
You said that's last year. You say it every year, man.
Every year.
It ain't happening, man. What do you think their best chance was? Because can we both move to what? You moved here in what?
2013.
And I was here in 13. I came back in 16.
Right.
I know around with Dak and what was
they had Tony Romo. They had some teams that were like, I think 15-1, you know, 14-2, but they would have an early exit. I would say maybe their best chances. You remember when Dez Bryant up in Green Bay when there was that controversy when everyone's saying Dez caught it.
Dez caught it.
Yeah,
but against Green Bay. Yeah.
He tried to extend. I think that would probably be, man, since they won the Super Bowl in the mid '90s when they went on that run. I think that would probably be their best opportunity, man. At least over the last 10 years.
Yeah. Okay. As an Eagles fan, did Dez catch it?
I don't think so, and I'm not. That's not me hating or anything like that. I'm being honest. I'm being objective. I don't think he caught it because when he extended it, he bobbled it. He didn't maintain, in my opinion, full control of it.
And that's the rule. You got to maintain full control.
Yeah.
Now,
if that was an Eagles player, I would have said he held on to it.
You're like, whoa, blind.
Already.
Good Lord, man. Good Lord. I swear to God. All right. So who the Eagles got up next coming up this week?
We got the Jets. 3 o'clock game. Hey, now the Jets got a strong defense, man. They got like a top 5, top 10 defense, but the quarterback is suspect.
Right. Yeah, Zach Wilson. And I want him to be good. I really do. You know, because I mean he was pretty high. Was he?
He was I believe he was the second pick in the draft.
Yeah, the second pick in the draft. Yeah. So I like for those high picks to pan out. I don't know. It's just I just like to see that happen. Like, okay, you're good in college and you're good in the NFL. I like to see it carry over.
Right.
And it just again that's such what happened to the Jets. How Rodgers went down so quick and it threw him right back in the mix of things. Because I know, bro, can you imagine if you're Zach Wilson? You're like, okay, bet I'm still getting paid.
Yep.
And now I can learn from one of the GOATs and you know what I'm saying? Sit back for a year or two, get paid, learn the game. I might have to come in every now and then because he's old, obviously, but
right.
A season-ending injury. Now he keeps saying he want to come back, Rodgers, fairly quickly, but dude, I've seen that. The Achilles, bruh, them Achilles, man. It take them NBA players out.
It does. I mean, Adrian Peterson is about the only football player. Remember when he came back, it was like he came back better than he was before because I think he ran for over 2,000 yards and won the NBA. That dude ain't human, right?
No, he's not.
And he's way younger than Aaron Rodgers is. He's old from a NFL player standpoint,
right? So
it would be a challenge for him to come back next September, and you know what I mean, and be the same Aaron Rodgers, let alone December of this year, I don't see it.
I don't see it unless I guess he was to that doctor that helped Kobe Bryant
Yeah.
when he and then there was somebody else that Achilles that he worked on and they came back well, but yeah, like you said, I mean, it's not like they came back right away. You know what I mean? Like it took time. And they
Right.
came back just as good as they were before. Well, considering their age, but it's gonna take time. And I don't think I guess he's supposed to start coming back around the team in December.
Yeah,
I
but
don't
the
he
whole
thinks
thing.
he's gotta be back by the playoffs.
Well, if they're even gonna make the playoffs, like
I don't
they
think
might
they'll
not
make
even
the
be in
playoffs.
playoff contention at that point.
I
So
don't think they will.
I don't think they will either because you look at that conference they're in, their division, particularly with Miami and Buffalo. I don't see the Jets finishing in front of either one of those teams, and
No.
that division is definitely, in my opinion, they're not getting 3 teams. So
Bruh. Man. Okay, can we talk about how the Jags beat Buffalo though? Just real quick.
yeah,
I know you had your bullet points, but just real quick.
yeah,
Was that because that's our brother Casey's team, and I told him that Saturday I was with him, and
yeah,
I'm like, who y'all got to play? He's like, oh, we got to play. Cause I was like, man, why you got to play so early? Because they were in London or whatever,
yeah.
and or not in London, but in England, and he's like, yeah, we got to play Buffalo. I'm like, oh, I don't know why you're even gonna wake up for that game because it's over.
Well, I will
It's
say this.
over.
I think the Jags had an advantage because they were already over there. They had played the week before.
Yep.
Buffalo, and this is their own fault. They didn't get there until Friday, so
Why?
it makes no sense. Like when they played that Sunday game, as soon as that game was over, they should have hopped on a flight, went right over there.
Yeah,
You know,
immediately.
facts. The players can sleep on a plane. You know what I mean? You get over there, you get acclimated. You figure out where you're gonna stay, where you're gonna practice, do your walkthroughs and all that stuff. Then you
Yeah,
got about
yeah,
a week to prepare for the game. But Jacksonville definitely had an added advantage.
yeah. Okay, because they had been over there, so
They've
they
been over
got
there at that point. They had been over there, man, a week and a half going
yeah,
on.
because they played their last game there. What?
Yep.
Who they played the last game over there? I can't remember who they played the game before that.
Yeah, I'm drawing a blank.
It's the Jags. Who cares?
Yeah,
But but yeah, that was dumb of Buffalo to do that because could jet lag, bro. I don't know how you. I mean, you've been overseas, right? You're flown overseas
yeah.
or
Well, I
whatever,
lived over in Germany as a kid, so I remember those flights back and forth. They were long.
bruh. You already know that. You
They were
already
long.
know.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if that you went over there after you were born in Hopkins, you went over there for a little bit,
Whatever. Here you go with your
and
mess.
then you.
Whatever.
but yeah, those flights are long, man,
Right.
and it takes, bruh. Man, I went over there. I was like 16,
Mhm.
and it took me a couple of days, man, to recover from that jet lag. Like
Yeah.
I mean, that is hell. It's hard. Like when you got to go from Central Time to Eastern Time, or
Mhm.
especially Central Time to
West Coast?
Pacific Time, West Coast, bruh.
Yes. Yeah.
Stop playing with me. That's
Yeah.
hard enough.
Yeah.
So
But yeah, when I went
yeah,
out to Arizona, man, for graduation, and it was just the whole thing was just weird. It was like daylight at 5 a.m. in the morning. You know what I mean? It's bright, and you're like, what the heck is going on? You know what I mean? It's supposed to
right.
be dark outside still. So
Right. Yeah. No good. No good. Well,
so let me
okay.
let
I
me
can see
ask
that.
you this, man.
What's up?
Let's jump over to your Vikings, man.
Do we have to though?
We do. We got to talk about them.
All right, man. Let's talk about it.
So what's your thoughts, man, on the season right now? What's the record and what's your thoughts?
Man, the record. The record is the record is 1-4.
I think
It's over.
I think it slipped out my memory.
It's over, B.
It is.
It's over. JJ, like when you hit me with the text saying, man, JJ is out with the
Yeah,
hamstring. I was like, what?
yeah,
Out for 4 weeks. I'm like, well, man, we'll then just throw the whole thing away. Throw
right.
the whole team away. Throw the whole season away. It's a wrap. It's fucking Cousins. It's a contract year or whatever.
It's a
So it's the
contract
last.
year. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So I don't think he's gonna be re-signed anyway. I don't think they're gonna re-sign him.
I don't.
And now JJ's out. The line, everybody's hurt on the line. The line was already suspect before that.
Right.
And then why they didn't go out and get a real running back in the offseason is you're gonna let Cook go. get a real running back. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know why they didn't do that. So the running game's trash.
Madison, he can't hold on to football, man. My man's had a lot
No,
of fumbles this year.
a lot of fumbles. And so, they said Cook had a lot of fumbles, and that's one of the reasons, we get older, he's aging. That's kind of, and he won all the money,
Mhm.
so they released him, whatever. But Madison got the same problem.
Yeah.
So it's like, and he's nowhere near as talented as Cook. I would
No,
have just kept
no.
Cook and dealt with the fumble issues, and at least you have another threat. And he was a good receiver, out of the backfield.
Right.
So you
Right.
have another weapon with Jefferson gone. I mean, you got that rookie receiver. He's all right, but he's dropped some balls that he shouldn't have caught.
George Addison. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Addis. Yeah, he's caught some.
He's on the smaller side too, right? So you kind
Absolutely,
of got a
yeah.
lane for him. He's more your deep threat. He can take the top off of the defense, but
Right.
there's certain packages where he's not necessarily going to be out there on the field. So
Right, and he's no Tyreek Hill. He don't have that kind of speed. So while he's fast, it's not Tyreek. It's not cheetah speed. You know
but
what I'm
no
saying?
one has that.
No,
That speed,
nobody.
that speed is crazy.
Yeah, that's so it's like so yeah, I don't know, man. And the defense has always been kind of suspect. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
so
surprised. Go ahead.
no, so I was just gonna say with where they're at, man. I'm not saying you intentionally try to lose games, but I think there's a couple franchise quarterbacks in this draft coming up in the 2024 draft. With Caleb Williams out of USC, and then Drake May that's at a UNC, and then we don't know if Deion Sanders' son, Shador Sanders, Colorado, don't know if he's going to come out or not. But man, they may be best to try to position themselves to get one of those quarterbacks. Like I'd be hitting the Jets up to see, are you interested in Kirk Cousins? Because he'd be an upgrade over over Zach.
He would.
He'd be an upgrade because they've got some with Garrett Wilson and some of those offensive players the Jets have. He would be an upgrade, and I think he would boost their offense. Their defense is already really, really strong.
Right.
So
and they got a good line. They got a good line there.
Yeah,
so.
they got a solid line. So if I'm the Vikings, I'd put Cousins out there because then you hit me up the other day and say they were working out Colt McCoy, right?
Yeah. Like,
I don't know what that's about.
What's that about?
Kind of odd. I know that day when you said that, I looked it up, and I think they had worked out like 7 or 8 different players from different positions. But that Colt McCoy was kind of interesting. I'm like, are they working him out, as a prelude in case they trade Kirk Cousins? So
why else? And you came back. Well, okay. Why would you work him out unless you're thinking of trading Kirk Cousins?
Yeah,
I was just like, otherwise it doesn't make sense.
It doesn't. And the trade deadline, I may be wrong. I know it's in October. I think it's actually Halloween. I think it's either the 30th or the 31st. So you got a couple weeks, so.
Right. I mean, at this point, would it hurt?
No. To me, you get as many bargaining chips as you can. So I would put Cousins out there, and then whoever gives you the best offer, you're going to get draft picks. You're not going to get a first-round draft pick for him, but you may get – a third and a fifth, or a third in 2024, and then a conditional pick the next year, depending on how he plays, something like that. But to me, you get as many trade chips that you can possibly get, because, like I said, I think there's at least 2, depending on if Deion Sanders' son come out. I think there'll be 3 possible franchise quarterbacks in this draft. So the Vikings need to try to put themselves in the best position to get one of those, because those backup quarterbacks that they have, that's not it.
They ain't gonna get it.
No.
Nah, hey, low key, I don't even know who the backup quarterbacks are. Why am I on this show? I already know who they are. hey, when the big homie sees us, he's gonna be like, "Gee, you got him on the show?"
Right.
That's your co-host. Hey man, I'm the guy. I don't know what you're gonna say. I'm the Kirk Cousins of the show.
There we go. Hey, so who do Vikings play this weekend?
Bears?
Yes, it is the Bears.
So you want predictions?
Yeah, we can do predictions. We can
okay. Do we play at Chicago? No. We play at Chicago? I think we play at Chicago.
I believe it's at Chicago.
So if we play at Chicago, we lose that game. We lose that game.
Yeah, it's a noon game. Yep, it's in Chicago.
Okay, and Chicago's just coming off a win, but they They beat
played
the Broncos, right?
they played the Commanders.
Oh,
Remember the Thursday night game?
oh, that's right. They played the Commanders and
Yep.
whooped their tail.
They beat them bad. It was like
Yeah.
40-20 or something like that. They beat them really, really bad.
At Washington,
It
right?
was. It was.
Yeah. So
your boy Magic Johnson, he's part owner. He was mad. He went on Twitter and he said we didn't play, how we're supposed to play. And like, dude, this ain't the Lakers.
yeah.
Come on, man.
Calm down.
Yeah, calm down, Magic.
Like Magic, most of us didn't even know you're part owner of that team.
Yeah, for real.
I was 10 years old when I learned that.
Right.
Like, I'm learning a lot. I'm learning a lot. Okay, so I expect Justin Fields and them to go in there, or to beat them. I don't think the Vikings. I think the Vikings are the worst of the two teams, if you ask me.
Yeah,
especially after seeing that performance last weekend.
So I got the Bears winning 24-17.
24-17. Okay,
yeah.
Okay. Man, I got the Bears winning 28-10.
28-10. Okay, so you think the Vikings are going to struggle with Jefferson out? They're probably going to struggle to put some points on the board on.
Yeah, big time. Because who's going to be their targets?
They're going to have to, TJ, the tight end, he's going to have to step up more. They got the KJ Osborne. He'll have to have a bigger role. We talked about Addison. He's going to have to have a bigger role. And really, those running backs are going to have to run the ball better than they have been. And they haven't really demonstrated. To me, Jefferson's the best wide receiver in the league. And
he's in the league.
And they haven't been able to run the ball with him on the field. So I don't know how they're going to be able to do it, with him out. So
let me ask you this real quick. Do you think, and I'm totally ripping this off from ESPN today. Do you think Jefferson needs a change of scenery?
No,
because he's the best receiver in the league. He hasn't been paid yet, and the Vikings are going nowhere.
They'll pay him. They'll pay him. I bet you they'll pay him in the offseason. Because you see now he got hurt, right? He's not going to go out there and play again without a new contract. I don't think he will. I think the same thing with Jamar Chase in Cincinnati. Yeah. They're doing. I think they came out the same year, if I remember correctly. But neither one of them.
Jefferson came out first, and then
Jefferson. Okay,
yeah.
So they're both in line for a contract extension. So see, like the Bengals, they gave Joe Burrow that big contract before the season started. So now Jamar Chase is up next. Like I don't think either one of them is going to play next. I don't think they'll report next. For training camp next July without a contract. The Vikings are. He's the face of the franchise. You'd be stupid not to pay him. So you need to go ahead and pay him, and hopefully you get a young quarterback. And then you build with Jefferson.
Yeah. I think you could do that. Especially with, like you said, if they were able to get a good quarterback in the draft or something like that, and make it happen. And again, man, I like Cousins, so don't get me wrong. I like him. It's just that the situation has to be perfect in order for him to do what he needs to do.
Yep.
It has to be perfect, and and it's not perfect right now. So he's in a bad situation.
It's similar to Dak in a lot of ways. What we were just talking about. Things got to be perfect. They got to be, O-line, strong wide receivers, strong running game, and then the defense, being very, very strong. So let's circle back real quick. What's your prediction on the Eagles and the Jets?
Oh, man, they go smash them.
You think?
I know you said that defense and all that, but
I think it's going to be closer than you think. I think the Jets are going to stick around just because of that defense. I think they'll stick around. I think the Eagles will pull away. I think that'll be like a 31-21 type. 31-17, 31-21.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
The Eagles are vulnerable in the secondary. We lost a couple starters in the secondary and some linebackers, so that's the weak spot of the Eagles' defense is the secondary, that backfield, linebackers and really the safeties.
Okay. I still think Zach Wilson is a bum, so I think it'll be. I think it'll be more. They win by maybe 2 touchdowns, 28-14.
All right.
No. I take that back. 28-10.
28-10. Okay. Another team struggling to score points.
Yep.
Jets and the Vikings.
Absolutely. Okay, so we got this game on right now. The Broncos and Kansas City. So I'm looking at it right now. KC's already up by 3. Who you got for this?
I got Kansas City. I don't trust Russell Wilson at all. They got a mess going on out there in Denver. Sean Payton went out there. He was blasting the prior coach, Nathaniel Hackett. He was like, this is the worst head coaching job, or what? However he prefaced it. I think he said this is the worst head coaching that a job has ever been done. Something in that realm. And then he came and they got 70 points put on him down
70 of the things by a coach that the Broncos wouldn't even wouldn't even interview.
Right.
Like what? Wouldn't even give him a call.
Exactly. So, yeah, I don't.
Yeah, and he used to be the ball boy, right? I mean,
Yep.
this is just he used to be the ball boy. So man, that's that man. So I don't know if that was personal, but they got 70 put on their head.
70, and they could have put more. They were generous. They kind of took the foot off the pedal a little bit, man. They could have went at their necks a little bit more if they wanted to.
They really could, and I thought that was very classy of that coach. But I would have loved to have seen them break the record.
Absolutely.
I would have seen them break.
Yeah,
but that's. I mean, make it. Hey, like Deion Sanders said, it's personal. It's personal.
Yeah,
but
he's for real. That's right. That's facts.
Yeah,
that's facts.
It's personal. Let's flex on him. Okay. So all right. So what's your spread on the KC Broncos?
I think that'll be a. I think KC will get in the 30s, low 30s. I think like 31-14, something like that.
Okay. Yeah, I'm around there too. Something like that. Because the Broncos don't have any kind of defense, right?
No, and the crazy part is their defense was one of the top defenses last year. Then Sean Payton comes there. You know, he's popping off, running his mouth. Now their defense is like bottom 5, I believe.
That's what you get.
Yeah,
you come in there humble. You come in.
I mean, he won. Remember, they won that Super Bowl back when they were playing dirty. Remember against the Vikings when they had that bounty and all that stuff.
Yep.
He hasn't won. I think what year was that?
That was 2007, 2008, maybe.
Yeah, somewhere in that.
When Brett Favre. It was 2007 or 2008. I want to say. I'm pretty sure 2008.
Because you remember, man, those are some dirty plays, some late hits. Man, that was
man,
bad.
Bruh. So I met. I told you who I met. I met one of the guys who was on that team.
On the Vikings team?
No, on the Saints team. Okay. Yeah, so I met him at this work function or whatever, and the guy introduced is in Louisiana, and the guy was like, "Hey, he's a Vikings fan." We were talking about that bounty gate.
He couldn't deny that.
No, he said no comment. That's
yeah, I bet he did say no comment.
He said no comment. I can't remember I can't remember who it was, man. You know if I said his name though.
Yeah.
But he said no comment. I
bet he did.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I heard that it was happening all around the league. They were just the ones who got caught, and they were the ones that they made, an example of.
But they were going hard in the paint with it though. They weren't even trying to. You had some other teams that might have been on a 4 or 5. They were on a 10 that game. Like
they are 10. But you remember that whistle get blown.
No.
1 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000. Boom! They were light fire.
Man, they were hitting them with that WWF, man, and the officials were throwing no flags at all.
No flags. They're like, we didn't see anything. We didn't see it. It's like, so y'all in on it too. Yeah, okay. It was so funny that came out later. We're like, oh, really? We knew that was happening. So yeah, we got played on that. I mean, and we almost won that game, believe it or not.
It should have. Remember the Vikings fumbled. Remember Adrian Peterson fumbled. I can't even tell you how many times he fumbled that game. He fumbled a lot.
A lot. I think it was like 3 or 4 times he fumbled.
He did.
Game.
Yeah.
And put Brett Favre in terrible situations. He was too old to be in those situations. And,
right.
Yeah. I mean, they had all intents purposes in his career. Yeah, he came back the following year, but he was in a wheelchair out there.
That's that's when the Metrodome ended up being in a wheelchair. Remember the roof collapsed?
Yeah, they had to play at TCF Field.
Yeah. Somebody popped the top of that, man. Put a pin in the top of that, man. That mug shrunk down like that. Man, that was bad.
And like as a growing up in Minnesota and knowing that Metrodome, were you surprised?
I mean, because I remember even like when I would go, because I would go watch some Twins games there. Like I watching the Braves come in town, or some of my boys that love baseball, they would take me to games or whatever. And it was hard to watch a baseball game in there, just how the field was designed. Like if you're looking down the third baseline, you'd have to like turn your head like this, and the pitcher's over here. I'm like, man, this is a raggedy setup. Like we need something better than this. So
it was terrible, man. And the roof would leak.
Yeah,
like the roof would leak, like on the field and stuff like that. Cause we played some games there. I played when I went to South State University. We played a game there.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't play. I was redshirted, but yeah. So we be on the field was leaking. It was all tough, and I was down there a couple of times for other things, and not for state because I got ran over the line my junior year, so we didn't go to state. So, but anyway. So since we're in the vein of Minnesota, let's touch on those Wolves real quick.
Yeah, let's do it.
I mean, go.
I like what I'm seeing. I know next week we're gonna get into it a little bit more. Next Thursday will be the final show we'll do before the actual season kicks off. I think it kicks off on the 24th, but just kind of touch on the Wolves. I like the roster. I think they're deep. Your boy Karl-Anthony Towns. I'm still. I'm like lukewarm on him. I know Kobe is against trading him, man, but I think we need to. I think we might need to get him out of there, man. Actually, the preseason interviews, he's been real short with the media. I've listened to a couple of his interviews. It's been one-word answers or one-sentence answers, and they asked him. They said, "Is there a reason you're being, you're kind of being short this year? The other years you were more talkative." And he said, "There ain't nothing to talk about. It's just time to play." So. I think his feelings is hurt, to be honest with you.
Why? Why would his feelings be hurt?
Well, there were some, he was part of trade rumors during the offseason.
Yeah, but.
And then, let's be honest, Ant Edwards is the face of the franchise. He has passed Towns. The young man's got charisma. He got I think $250 million contract. Yeah, he's just a better player. He's available.
He's available.
He's available.
What's that saying about availability?
The best ability is availability.
So, and he's really out there trying to get it.
He is. He's ready to take that. Yeah. I think take that leap to where he's being like an all NBA player, making first, second, or third all NBA team. He's in that realm now. He went and played on the Olympics, the World Cup over the summer, and Steve Kerr said. There's no doubt about it. He's that alpha dog. He is our guy. Now they didn't have, KD and LeBron and Curry, but they still had some, they had some quality NBA players. And Steve Kerr said, he stood out amongst everyone there. Everyone knew who the guy was. It was Anthony Edwards.
Anthony Edwards and Halliburton. He was a close second. But yeah, Edwards is the guy, and Edwards is doing it by playing.
Yeah.
He's just doing it. He's just speaking through his game. He's not saying he's like, if you ask him, he'll say, I love the way he moves. He'll say, this is Cat's team.
Yeah.
I'm just here to ball. And like, if you can play, why wouldn't you play?
and he knows. I mean, during the playoffs when I think Miami, I forgot who the Heat were playing, Anthony Edwards is sitting sideline down in Miami with Alex Rodriguez, one of the co-owners of the Timberwolves.
Yeah.
We know whose team that is. I have a suspicious feeling a year from now, Karl-Anthony Towns, he ain't gonna be a Timberwolf.
He ain't gonna be there no more.
No. So what do you think about
him? He's the guy.
Yeah,
Edwards is the guy, and like you, I say trade Towns, free up that cap space.
They need it.
They need it because Naz Reid is playing lights out.
Mm-hmm.
And then you put him and Gobert down there in the paint, or Gobert, I can never say this.
You say Gobert.
Yeah, Gobert. Down there in the paint, let them, clog that up. And they got another a big there too. I can't think of his name.
Well, they got Garza, but the next guy they need to sign is Jaden McDaniel. He's due for $100+ million
nice. Hey, he the one who punched the wall and broke his hand, right?
Broke his hand, missed the playoffs, yeah,
and messed us up for the playoffs. You know what I mean? Because I mean he is definitely he's an asset.
No doubt, man. He should have actually made the one of the All NBA defensive teams because he is a lockdown defender. He got the short end of the stick. I think it's one of those. You know how Minnesota's they always had that kind of that bias against Minnesota sports teams. You know, smaller market.
They're not shit.
Yep, they don't win. They're not on, your TNT Thursday night game of the week or whatever, your Friday ESPN. They might get a couple of those a year, but they're not going to be on there like like your LAs or even when the Knicks are sorry, they still put the Knicks on there.
They still put them on there.
They're New York.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
So I think that hurt him as far as making that All NBA team.
Same. Yeah. I think that they'll if I think they've taken the reins off of Edwards. If they just let him go ahead and just play, give him the green light, and hopefully Cat can stay healthy, and finish. I mean, the West is still going to be tough.
Oh, the West is very tough.
Yeah, but if they can finish 5th or 6th, that'll put them in position to do some things in the playoffs. But I think Edwards just got to, if he doesn't get hurt, and he seems pretty durable, I think he's gonna have a pretty good season.
Yeah, I agree.
Yep. And then, like I said, I also want to see more with Naz Reid do because he was balling. He's been balling, man.
Oh, he is, man. He fits a role for them because Towns is probably gonna miss some time.
Yep.
Rudy Gobert seems to get banged up, so. Naz Reid, this Wolves roster has a lot of depth that they didn't necessarily have, last year.
Right.
And they've got, I think actually 1 through 5, they've got some guys that they can plug in there that can fill in. So it's going to be I think it's going to be a good year for them. If they can stay healthy, I think they can have a top 4 seed, man, if they can stay healthy.
Top 4? Okay. You got more confidence than I do. Okay.
Oh, I know. I'm big on them this year, man. I like the coach. I think Fish is a good coach. And I think, like I said, I think they got a deep squad, but we'll get into our NBA stuff next week, more in depth.
Facts. Oh, one more thing. I believe it was Denver. I think they were the only team to beat Denver, right, in the playoffs.
I know Denver said they played them the toughest out of all the teams that they played. It was they said the Timberwolves gave them the most problems.
I think that's what it was. I think that's what the Timberwolves gave them the most problems. So I mean, hey, that's that's not to them, man. So so we're almost at an hour mark, man. We did pretty good.
We did, man.
We did pretty. Oh no, wait, no, we didn't start at exactly 7.
No, we're about 45 minutes in.
About 45 minutes. Okay, okay,
yeah.
But that's pretty good, man. That's pretty good. So I'm out of topics. You cut my other topics out, so. That's a good thing, man. That's a good thing because I used to have a lot of topics on my other show, and you're like, hey, no, this ain't.
Well, you start talking about a topic, and then you end up something else will pop into your head, and then and you had planned to be on that topic for 5 minutes, and the next thing you're on it for 12, 15 minutes. So
right. That's smart, especially when it comes to sports, man.
Yeah,
especially when it comes to sports. So
we're learning and growing with this, man. So We'll get better and better each time.
First show, man.
We'll get your sports knowledge up to par where it needs to be.
Please and thank you. Please and thank you. I'll tell you what, the big homie's not gonna be happy about this though.
Right.
Yo, fantasy team, where you at?
Man, I was in last place.
Okay.
I got a big win last week. I actually won on a tiebreaker.
Oh, word?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm second to last. Now I am the defending champion, so I want to put that caveat out there. Your boy is the defending champion, but I'm struggling. Well, the crazy part is, man, it's been one of those seasons where I think right now I either have the most points scored in the league or second most, but I'm playing when I play someone, I'll score 120 and they'll score 150. They'll just have
somebody will go off.
Yeah, it's like I would have beaten 70% of the league. I'd have beaten, because it's a smaller league. We've been running for about 25 years. I would have beaten the other, 70-80% of the league, but I'm playing teams that are having, games of the week. Nothing I can do about that. What I look at it at some point, it should even out. Mm-hmm. So I just need to go on the stretch, man. String together, a few wins in a row and, get back into playoff contention. I'll be fine. So I hear somebody's in first place in their league.
I mean, look, lately,
so keep it real. Did you have somebody draft for you and run your team?
No, bro. No, honestly, it was one of those auto drafts.
Oh, man, come on, man. You don't get credit for that.
I don't no, but I do get credit for putting the players in, in at the right time. Fields been running it up for me, bro. I know they haven't been winning. Yeah, I got Fields and I got Purdy. Okay. And I've been leaving Purdy on the bench. I'm like, man, Justin Fields is running it up. They may not be winning, especially last week.
Yeah, bro. He went off last week. I think in my league he had 40 points. He was on the bench.
40 points.
Yeah.
Oh, he was on the bench.
Yeah.
And 40 points. Yeah. So I've been leaving him in there. I'm thinking about putting Brock in this week, but I'm like, oh wait, no, he's playing the Vikings now. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No. You need to leave him in there.
Yeah, leave him in there, man. Let him rock out. So
he gonna get busy on Sunday. You leave him in there.
Oh yeah. So I'm gonna keep him in there, man. Let him do his thing. But yeah, man, I'm first place. Nobody's talking about it in the league. Nobody's talking about it, but that's okay.
That's how you want it. You keep it under wraps, man. You kind of you hit them in that stealth mode, man, and then next thing you know, and playoff time come around, you got the top seed. You know what I mean? Ready to put some work in.
There you go, man. There you go. So see, I've improved after the whole Wes Welker incident.
Wes Welker debacle. I don't know how you had him at the tight end position. I still haven't figured that out. He was a full threat, wide receiver and tight end. Dude, he ain't never played a snap at tight end. I don't know how you pull that off, but
you're the big homie. You never let me live that down.
At all.
Well, all right, man. I think we good to close, man. Let's get to this game. Hopefully the spreads work out. Not that I got any money on this, but but yeah, it's a good first show. Anything you want to, any shout outs, anything like that you want to give up?
Yes, man. We're gonna put it out here, man. Hopefully, if folks check it out and listen to the show. And like I said, as we go on in the coming weeks, we're gonna go live and hopefully get some interaction from our Facebook family and friends and join the chat, make comments. We just want to grow this show. And we appreciate you listening.
Word. Took the words out of my mouth, man. I appreciate you joining. Big shout out to all the other podcasts that we got out there. We got Young Cole with Just Rewind podcast. We got Darian and Aisha with If I Do This Right podcast. Check out the last episode. Your boy is on there, killing it. Yeah, man, that's all I gotta say. So Jig, Chris J, I appreciate you coming on, inviting me to do the show with you. And then we'll get back to it next week, brother.
All right, my man. I'll talk to you later.
All right, man. In a minute.
All right.
Peace.